it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring along with me to talk about my first experience with a Sony A7S3 in low light. So let's jump right into it. So you finally just saw this one little short film that I just created that I shot all in low light using S-Log3, and just kind of want to talk about a little bit of my experience using the Sony A7S3. I'm currently filming with it and using also the setup that I used for the filming, the Sigma 35mm 1.4, and I just wanted to keep it at that because I thought it was kind of cool to use it for the video that I shot only with that and use it for this part of the video as well. Now first things first, a really cool thing about using the Sony A7S3, obviously it's supposed to be a very good low light capabilities type of camera, and I wanted to use it and test it out whenever it came down to this setup, and just to see how it would look and everything. I used my Cinebloom 10% filter to get a little bit more of that kind of foggy kind of type feel from the lights, just to add a little bit more cinematic kind of feeling in my opinion, and I really wanted to use it just to test it out since I knew there was going to be quite a bit of lights where we were going to be. Now when it came to that though, it did perceive a little bit of a challenge because you weren't able to always get the best of exposure like metering because of it, because it would capture all the lights kind of coming into because of the filter. But despite of that, I think it still came out pretty great with the way that it came out with filming this little kind of short video. So I thought it was still pretty well handled in the quality of the video itself. Now the craziest part to me is that I was shooting a lot of these videos at ISO 12,800 because that's like the second native dual ISO kind of thing that it has. At least that's what I've seen from a lot of creators that they've talked about it. So I kind of wanted to keep it at that whenever I was shooting. If I had to bump up my ISO more than about 2,000 before, I would just bump it up to 12,800 just so that it would make the ISO not be as noisy because of it. Which I did shoot pretty much I think everything at 60 frames per second just because of the low light. Didn't want to add too much of the slow motion, and also didn't want to shoot just 24 because I wanted to kind of add a little bit of a vibe to the video itself. Now when it came down to the color grading with it, I still thought it was pretty great and easy to color grade. Obviously a little bit different of my work style when it comes down to low light, because on the A7 III, whenever I would shoot with it, I would do a special picture profile so that since it's 1080p, when it came down to the slow motion in that camera, I didn't want to like push it too far up with like the S-Log style, since I heard that with this one it's a lot easier to do that and not get as much noise. So I had a custom profile that I used for the A7 III, which didn't require as much editing because you didn't have to do as much, I guess, with like bringing back saturation, contrast, because the type of profile that I did was to only be able to just like apply my LUT and be fine, and I had to tweak it too much. So with that said, with this camera, I think it's been pretty great so far. I'm excited to keep testing it. This isn't a scientific test or anything like that, so sorry if you're looking for more of that information, but for me, I just wanted to test out the camera and see what I can create with eventually and just kind of have some fun with it. We just had a random unplanned walk, as the title said, when it came down to this footage, and I wanted to capture just my wife taking some photos and just kind of have some fun taking just any and every footage that I could, just to make like a short little 1-minute video. But other than that, I thought it turned out pretty great. What did you think about the low light capabilities? I mean, it's my first time using it in low light, so if it wasn't, I guess, the best settings, if you will, that's fine, but hopefully you like the video itself, and just wanted to see how it came out with everything. I'm going to show you a little bit of the before and after of the color grade, that way you can see what it looked like straight out of camera, and then applying my color corrections and LUT so that you can see a mix of both right now. But that's basically how it looks the before and after, so you can see a little bit of what the footage looked straight out of camera and then what I did to color correct it and everything like that. So hopefully this gives you a better insight of what this camera can do if you're debating to get basically the A7S III or the A7 IV at this time, since I know the pre-orders have started for that. Probably won't be getting the A7 IV anytime soon. Apparently not the A7S III either. I got kind of lucky with it. I might make a video of how I acquired this camera when there's none, but because I just recently got it and I'm really excited for it, because I've been contemplating if I would want to get this one or the A7 IV, and I said, well, the A7S III right now is available how I got it, so I just kind of, you know, got it. So far, so good. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.